Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning,
good morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning,
Oh,
sir.
good morning, sir.
Good
How's
morning.
your day? How's
morning.
your day? How's your night?
Fine,
Fantastic,
fine.
fantastic.
Was great, thank
So
you.
The weather is cold here. Very,
yes,
very cold.
the rain is too much. That's what made
I
me
see.
to even talk earlier because I was still on the way. The rain couldn't allow me to come out on time. So the rain is everywhere, all over the world.
It's still raining.
It's still heavy in Owerri. The rain is very heavy in Owerri. So
It's raining here, seriously.
we are about to start. So we wait for our director to join because you guys are going to do presentation. So let me connect so that we now do an opening prayer. We will now start. Those who are going to make the presentation will now do. Then you do the post quiz and also the feedback. So let me connect to her.
Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir. I'm here more than 1 hour. Sorry. It's well. She's yesterday. How you doing now? Now. Highest. How many?
Please be muting your phones. Be muting your when you join. Be muting, please.
Good morning once more. Please, can somebody give us an opening prayer, a Muslim or a Christian brother or sister?
Good morning, sir. Today being Friday, let me use the opportunity to offer my prayer, sir, in solidarity with
Yeah, thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. We give God, we give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the glory and adoration for bringing us together, for coming this far. We thank Him for giving us the grace to enjoy these lectures, to the knowledge that have been imparted on us. We pray to His mercy that the knowledge should be beneficial to us and to our country, and we pray Nigeria should be better for each and every one of us. May this center continue to excel in excellence. May World Bank continue to strengthen the center to a greater height. May all our aspirations in this life be answered. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Amen.
So now hand over to our research coordinator, Associate Professor Dr. Rex Ugulu. So he has the floor now. We now start the presentation aspect. Thank you. Enjoy.
All right. Good morning, our esteemed participants. I want to welcome every one of you to this, the last day of our workshop. Although after today, we are going to be working offline, and the platforms are still going to be open for us to be looking at the various questions and the comments and clarifications. So once again, I welcome every one of you to this Friday, a very cool day. It has been raining, cat and dog, and I hope that everyone should stay warm. For the presentation section, we are going to be having our presentation in this phase. The presentation, all the models that are going to be presenting from model 1 to 10, each of the model, we expect a presenter to have like a 5 minutes presentation. So every group, all the models, we need to have a representative from each of the model. So if we call model 1, the presenter, we call on the presenter, you make a presentation on one of your assignments, then we have like a 5 minutes presentation followed by 3 minutes questions and comments. Then after that, because the time we have for this presentation is 1.5 hours, about 30 minutes. So that every model should have a presentation based on the various assignments that will have been given to us. So each model, you can just choose a presenter, then we listen to the presenter, we look at the questions and respond to it. So on this note, I'm going to, first of all, give little time for model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4, and 5, and 6. These are the models, the first model we had in the first week, which is last week, before we now progress to the second week. Now, I want to call on first model 1. Do we have anyone that is presenting in model 1?
No.
No. So anyone presenting in model 1? Okay, what about model 2? While model 1 is getting ready, can we move to model 2? Then while model 2 is preparing, let me give this announcement. Can we all hear me, please? Please let me know if you all can hear me.
We can hear you.
I hear you, sir.
I hear you, sir.
So,
hear you, sir.
We are hearing
okay,
you,
thank
sir.
you.
Your voice
So
is echoing.
now, I want us to, first of all, I want to give this instruction or clarification before we progress. Sometimes early this week, I made a post where I sent a post concerning track B. I made a post concerning track B, and I requested most of the participants who have earlier completed their model 1 to 5 or 6 in the past, that if they have done that in the past, I created a link where every one of them should register to enable them to progress into our advanced certificate in procurement. On that, I received several calls and several messages on WhatsApp requesting that they want to progress, but however, they are currently on this July 2026 workshop training. And now, since you guys are concluding that, I'm going to create another platform, another Google form, which you are going to fill for this particular group. That's those that did their workshop training in procurement from module 1 to module 10 for July edition 2026. So I'm going to create another Google form. I'll share it with everyone before the end of today's section. So in that Google form, I expect that all the participants who want to progress into our advanced certificate. Sorry. So what qualifies you to progress into our advanced certificate is that you must have completed the 10 modules. So once you have completed the 10 modules, you have done our pre and post quiz, you are qualified to progress into our 10 modules. And with the record we have already, most of you have already completed up to your 8 modules. Some are still having challenges with module 6, which I believe by now is already challenges are resolved. So what it means that for those of you who have completed up to 7, 8 modules, you are all qualified to progress into our advanced certificate program. And our advanced certificate program, what it requires for you to have your advanced certificate program is that once you have finished the models we have, you are expected to write an essay. So once you write that essay and that essay is graded and you meet all the requirements given in the template of the essay, then you are qualified to receive our advanced certificate in procurement management. Then for that also, we normally have graduation. Then all the participants who successfully complete that program, we are going to have a day for the graduation.
I'm ready to go.
So please, if you are not speaking, can you please mute yourself? Please mute yourself, please. So for those, all the participants who successfully complete our track B, which is advanced certificate program, we normally have graduations for them. And once we are very sure that you have met all the requirements, we are going to fix day for our graduations, where every one of you will wear your graduation gown online, and will now induct you into that track B program. It's always a very one-time experience that everyone would definitely wish to be part of. So on this note, like as I said, I'm going to send a link before the end of this today's program. So I would like us to now move to the various case study. I don't know if module 3 is available. Please, you can let us know in the chat. Any group that is ready, let us know in the chat so that we can move ahead. So on this note, I would like us to start with module 4. I would like us to start with module 4. I recall that in module 4, I gave an assignment, and I'm very happy that when I looked at the submission, I saw quite a number of submissions on module 4. I gave an assignment on a case study on tender validity and tender security. And the questions I presented some questions on tender validity and tender security. And one of those questions is, why is tender validity period? And why is it necessary to have a tender validity? Then also another question was, how does a tender security reinforce the tender validity period? And the number 5th question is to explain how knowledge of the value of the tender security could distort competition. Another question that follows is a tender security always necessary? So these are the kind of things everyone in this workshop needs to understand. And because these are some of the real life problems we experience in most of our daily operations as procurement officers. Then another question that we have to also look at is what is the difference between a tender security and a performance security? Then the other questions that follow was, what is the purpose of a performance security? Then we also have another question, which is to explain the purpose of an advance payment guarantee. And we have also what is retention money. And we are asked to give 2 examples of other safeguards. So these are the various questions that was presented to the class for us to brainstorm and come up with possible solutions that we can use to address this question. So on this note, I'm going to call on the one of the model 4. I remember that day I told the Miracle to organize there are various participants that will be able to make presentation for us. So I'm going to call on Miracle. Is Miracle here? I've not seen him here. Okay, I think he's sharing the slide. So please, share your slide and let's hear from you what we mean by tender validity and tender security. So, Miracle, the mic is yours. You can go ahead now.
All right. Good morning, my fellow students, my fellow participants. My name is Miracle, and I will be presenting on the Model 4 assignment and the question. You can see my screen, Abby.
Yes, we can see it.
All right. These are the questions. The first one we have answered: what is the tender validity period, and why is it necessary to have one? How does the tender security reinforce validity? What other purposes does the tender security serve? How does this value distort competition? How could its value distort competition? Is a tender security always necessary? Tender security versus performance security. What is the purpose of a performance security and the purpose of an advance payment guarantee? What is retention memory? And then the two examples of other safeguards. So we have answered question 1, 2, and 3. So I will start with the 4. What other purpose does the tender security serve? Now, I will say proof of seriousness. Now, only firms with genuine intent and adequate financial standing can procure a bank or insurance guarantee. Now, the second one is discourages speculation. So it reduces the administrative burden of evaluating offers, never intended to result in a contract. And the next one is compensation. Offset, at least in part, the cost and the delay cost where a successful bidder fails to sign and provide a performance report. Now, the question 5, explain how knowledge of the value of tender security could distort competition. Now, I said where a tender security is expressed as a fixed percentage of tender price, disclosing its value let competitors deduce the underlying bid price. And the example I gave is if the security is 2% of the offer, the bid amount can be calculated by simple arithmetic. Such disclosure compromises the confidentiality of sealed bidding and can enable collusion and last-minute undercutting. Now, I brought about the good practices, what you will do to stop it. Now, you express the tender security as a fixed lump sum, identical for all bidders, rather than percentage of each bidder's own price. And then question 6 says, is a tender security always necessary? And I said no. Why? Its use is a matter of proportionality and risk, not a universal rule. It's not something that is a must. So if you want, if you like, that's why I said no. Now, for low value procurement, request for quotation, shopping procedures, or consultant selection, a tender security is generally inappropriate since it adds cost and restricts participation. Now, many regimes, instead of permit a tender securing declaration, a written undertaking to honor the office or pain of temporary suspension from future tendering. A monetary security is ordinarily reserved for high value and work contracts, where the consequences of default are substantial. Now, the difference between tender security and performance security. Now, for the tender security, I said furnish with tender itself. Then the second one is guarantees the bid will keep its offer open and if successful, we proceed to sign the contract. Now, the winner security is released on submission of the performance security. Unsuccessful bidders. Unsuccessful bidders' security are returned once the award is made, and the performance security side, it says furnished by the successful bidder after contract award. Now guarantees faithful performance of the contract in accordance with its terms. Then the third one, held until all obligations, including any defect liability obligations, have been discharged. So the question 8 is, what is the purpose of performance security? And I said protect the procuring entity against loss arising from contractors' failures to perform in full compliance with the contract. If the contractor defaults, abandon the work, or deliver non-conforming goods or services, the entity may call the security. Now, proceed can fund completion of the work, engagement of a replacement contractor, or remedy of the deficiency. It is also a continuing incentive to perform diligently, since the security remains at risk until obligations, including defect liability, are discharged. Now, question number 9, explain the purpose of an advance payment guarantee. And I said secure recovery of money paid to the contractor or suppliers before corresponding work has been performed or goods delivered. Advance payments commonly assist with mobilization, purchase of materials, or establishment of site facility. The guarantee usually bank issued in an amount equal to the advance, allow the entity to recover it if the contractor fails to perform or become insolvent. Now, its value is reduced progressively as the advance is amortized through deductions from interim payment certificate. Now, what is the retention memory? And I say retention memory is a portion of each interim payment, commonly 5% to 10%, withheld, withheld by the procuring entity as security for completion and defect rectification, which was said that very day. So it must always be 5% to 10%. And then I said the stage one of it is half of the retained sum is released upon substantial completion of the work. Now the stage two, the balance is released after the defect liability period expire. Only once all notified defects are made good, like the money will be released, the first stage will be released once it's returned, the sum is released upon substantial completion of the work. Then once the work is being done, and then the defect liability period contractor has expired and everything is good and everything is working perfectly, then the completion will be released. Now, I said the purpose is to give the employer a ready fund to remedy defect. Without guarantee. Now, question 11, the last but not the least, two examples of other safeguards. And I said the first one is liquidated damages. A pre-agreed sum payable by the contractor for each day or week of delay beyond the contractual completion date, compensating the employer for late delivery without the need to provide actual losses. Then the second one is warranty and defect liability. An obligation for a stated period after completion or delivery to repair or replace at the contractor's or supplier's own cost any work or good found to be defective. Now, other recognized safeguards I mentioned about the insurance requirements, parent company guarantee, and payment by the letter of credit. Now, the key takeaway in the presentation, which is validity and security instruments from validity and security instruments form one continuous chain of assurance submission to the final contract close out. And I said together they protect competition, deter default, and safeguard values of money at every stage of procurement cycle. Thank you. That's the end. So I don't
Right.
know
Thank
if
you so
you have
much.
a question.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Miracle Ugoke, for that wonderful presentation. Please, let's give him an electronic clap for doing justice to all the questions that was presented. So we thank you so much for that presentation. So please, can you stop sharing now? All right, thank you. So I'm going to call on, or before before we proceed further, let me just throw more lights on that questions on tender validity and tender security. Now, if you recall, I tried to give an example prior to this practical question that I gave a practical scenario. In a situation, and I said that the Federal University of Medical Science awards a 20 billion naira contract for constructing a teaching hospital. Now, the successful contractor received 20% advance payment, and the essence was to mobilize his workers to site. Now, before the advance payment is released, the contractor submits an advance payment guarantee issued by a commercial bank. Now, you see now that before the advance payment is released, the contractor also submits what is called advance payment guarantee. These are things, payments or to guide or protect the contract. Now, before the advance is released, I said the contractor submit an advance payment guarantee, and this advance payment guarantee is normally issued by a commercial bank during, the essence is that if the contractor decides to run away, the client will now hold the bank responsible, and the bank will pay for that money that was released to the contractor. Now, during construction, the procuring entity will retain 5% from each of the entering payments. So now the procuring entity now is the client and the representative of the clients, either the consultants representing the client. So for each of the payments that is being made to the contractor during construction, because during construction, interim payments are being raised for each of the, depending on the payment system arrangement. So the procuring entity retains 5% for each of the payments. And that 5% is called retention money. And now the contractor also provides a 10% performance security to guarantee successful completion of the project. So all these are targeted to ensure that the project is protected, well protected. Now, and I said, under this scenario, we have some questions that we'll have to look at. And one of them is on this practical example of a case of a Federal University of Medical Science Award of 20 billion naira for construction of a teaching hospital. Now, the question we will try to look at is, why did the procuring entity require both performance security and also advance payment guarantee? And then another question is, what would happen if the contractor abandoned the project? And also, why is retention money withheld? Now, for the first one, for the first question, why did the procuring entity require both a performance security and advance payment guarantee? And we said that the performance guarantee is what protects the procuring entity against non-performance of the contract. So if the contractor is unable to perform during the contract, then the performance guarantee will take care of that aspect. Then while the advance payment guarantee protects the advance payment made before work. So you can see these are various ways of protecting the contract. So, and that is why you see that if we actually follow due process and the various guidelines prescribed by the standard bidding documents or the Public Procurement Act of 2007, and you see that we hardly had what is called an abandoned project in this country. So the reason is because we are not following those various rules and regulations to the letter, and that's why we keep having abandoned projects and substandard projects. Now, the second question that I asked then was, what would happen if the contractor abandoned the project after receiving the advance payment? Now, if you look at this question, now you recall that the project is a value of 20 billion naira. Now, the contractor have received advance payment. What would happen if the contractor abandoned the project after receiving the advance payment? So now, the possible solution that one can think of in this scenario is that the procuring entity would invoke the advance payment guarantee. Recall that before the advance payment is made, the contractor has already provided advance payment guarantee to ensure that the advance payment that is being given to him is not going to run away with it. So they will now revoke that advance payment guarantee, and whatever fund that is in that advance payment will now be forfeited by the contractor. Then another question we also asked again, in this practical scenario is why is retention money withheld until after deferred liability period? Now you see, deferred liability period is a period where a contractor is normally asked to make good of every defective work. And in some cases, you can have a deferred liability period based on the contract terms, 6 months deferred liability period. And in some other cases, depending on how large the contract is, you can have a 1 year deferred liability period. I have been in a project where the deferred liability period is 1 year. We also have 6 months. So now the essence of having a retention money is to ensure that the contractor completes all outstanding work and rectify all defects that have been identified during the deferred liability period. And of course, if there is any defect that is being identified within that 1 year or within that 6 months, it's expected that the contractor returns back to site and rectify it. And that is why you see in most contracts, immediately after that contract is commissioned, there's what they call maintenance team. The contractor is expected to leave few of his staff as maintenance team who are going to be maintaining that project for either within the period or deferred liability period. So every period of deferred liability period is 6 months. So any area that is identified as defective, the contractor's men will just fix that area. Then if it's 1 year, within that 1 year, it is expected that the contractor will fix all the defects within that period. Then after the expiration of the deferred liability period, whatever that is left, then the contractor, they can now have what's called the final payment can now be made. So the final payment can now be released to the contractor once all the defect has been rectified and everything is now in order. So this is just a practical example I've just presented in addition to what Mr. Miracle Ubuke has already explained to us. So once again, I want to thank every one of you who have been here and taking time to listen to our teachings and the various case study we have presented to you on the issue of tender validity and tender security. On this note, I want to call on, okay, our director is currently online. I want to say a very good morning, Ma. Our director, good morning. So I want to hand over the mic to our director. Okay, our director has something to say. Director Ma, the mic is yours now.
Okay, good morning. Thank you very much, Dr. Rex. And I also thank the participants who presented. Please, can you update me on what has been happening? I couldn't join earlier. Has any other person made presentation?
No, this is the first presentation we are having.
Okay. Can you call for, because I put names of some of our participants who did the annual procurement very well. So any of them who is ready can present so that others can also gain some insight on how to do the procurement plan well.
Yes, I think I have called their attention. So any of them that are ready, we just signify their hands and we allow them to present. So do we have any participants that is ready now to make a presentation?
Their names are in our chat. Let me.
Okay.
The names are in the platform, ma.
Yeah, their names are in the platform.
Yes,
So let's see. Any of you who is ready, you can start sharing your screen. We have Yusuf Ahmed. Mike, take over. Call their names. Yusuf Ahmed.
Number one, Yusuf Amayo. Then two, Igele. Three, Oluchi Ilomina. Then four, Oyedeko Oluwa Sile. Then five, Muhammad Kabir. Then six, Anueyago Geraldine. Seven, Ojunumba. Then eight, last, Abdullahi Abubakar Farid. So if you had your name, you are ready, you can start sharing your screen to do the presentation.
Okay. Somebody is saying, how do I share my screen? Oh, wow.
If you can't share, you can forward it to us. We can assist you to share while you present.
Yeah. Mike, type something in the group so they can forward it to you. There's type something in the group. There is Pamela. Is Pamela's name there anywhere? Good. Somebody has started sharing. Yanusa started sharing. Let's see what he has.
Nothing happening. I know why it's not talking. Not talking.
Mike, have you received any? He's saved on her phone. Okay.
I have not, ma. I'm still waiting for them to send.
Okay. Okay, what do we do? Go on to other things. Okay. Is there anyone that wants, if anyone is interested, if you raise your hand, I can find your presentation and Mike will share it.
Okay, can someone present the presentation?
Can you indicate so that Mike can, I will send it to Mike on your behalf. I can see one saying it's shared on his phone. Okay, if they are shy, has anybody sent to you, Mike? Let me also check if anybody sent anything to me.
Not yet, ma.
Sorry?
Not yet, ma.
Not yet. Let me check.
Were made to serve the strong, and freedom are gone from the world.
Okay, what do you have in our next item?
And their lives were made bitter with
Either post quiz or feedback form filling.
Okay. Okay, let's make an announcement. Post the link. Post the link for the post quiz. No, sorry, for the feedback form. There are some who have not filled. I saw somebody posting yesterday, asking yesterday, where is the link?
What about the feedback?
The feedback form, yes. We want to give the next 10 minutes for filling the feedback form.
What about the quiz, ma?
Not yet. Not yet. There are people who have not filled the feedback form. The next 10 minutes, let's make sure everyone completes the feedback form.
Okay, ma, can someone who have presented before present again?
Hello, ma. Good morning. And then the feedback from the one that is it the one that you sent the link since yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, I have already filled it. Thank you very much.
Okay. So who is showing the screen? Is it another assignment? We want on another topic. We want an assignment on another topic.
This one is annual procurement plan. I think it's Abdullahi that is sharing the screen. Abdullahi.
Oh, beautiful. So you can go on and present.
Hello. Good morning, all. I'm trying to connect. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, my name is Abdullahi Abubakar Fari from the Nigerian Revenue Service Facility Management Unit. This is a procurement plan for financial year 2027. This plan has been articulated July 2026. The approving authority is the Regional Administrator, Imo Anambra Regional Administration Office. So this procurement plan actually consists of 3 categories: goods, works, and consultancy, covering the facilities of Imo and Anambra states. Based on the chart that was provided, we basically have 3 categories. That is the goods, the works, and the consultancy services. So under each, there's a column for procurement item, description of procurement, date of publication, and procurement method to be used. So under the item, the number 1 item on the procurement plan is the supply of janitorial and cleaning services.
Sorry, so can you reduce your screen so you can see the full screen? Just reduce your screen.
Can you see it?
Perfect.
Hello? Is it visible?
It's okay.
So the proposed supply of janitorial and cleaning consumables is for a period.
Sorry, sir. Excuse me for the interruption. You can use your 2 hands on the mouse just to maximize your screen. Yes.
It's okay.
You can do it again so that you can see it, but it's okay like this.
Okay, so it's for the period of 12 months, covering 4 offices. That is Owerri Regional Administration Office, Owerri ETO, Emerging Tax Office, Olu, and Okugo Small Tax Office. This actually includes the supply of disinfectants, bowls, air fresheners, microfiber, and a host of other toiletry equipments. Basically, this all equipments are supposed to be SON certified. So this is one of the requirements that the vendor must possess in the brand that the vendor is supplying. Now, the date of publication is, proposed date of publication is January 2027, and it's actually going to be published in 2 national dailies. One, the Federal Tenders Board, and any other daily that has wide coverage within Nigeria. The procurement method is the open tendering, that is the national competitive bidding. So the second item is procurement of office furniture and fittings. This actually are categorized based on the rank of the officers. If you are probably a deputy director, the furniture for the directory cadre is different for the managerial cadre. It's different from the other line staff, depending on the size and the space of the offices. So basically, there are about 15 chairs, tables, and other side furnitures, sofa, depending on the level of the rank of the officer. And the date for publication in the dailies, which, as mentioned earlier, would be either at least 2 dailies, one Federal Tenders Journal, which has more wide coverage, and any other newspaper that has wide coverage. The procurement method is also an open tendering, that is national competitive bidding. The same goes for the supply of an installation of air conditioning. This is actually going to be a selective tendering because of issue of warranty and guarantee. So it's not going to be published in the national dailies, but actually it's usually published in the notice board. So the brand for the air conditioning, Hisense, Media, or any approved equal brand, and the specifications are there: 1.5 horsepower, 2 horsepower, package unit, depending on the location and the fully required for the offices. So the date of publication is 15th February 2020, and as mentioned, it's not going to be published on the national dailies, but rather it will be published in the new notice board. And then another additional information is that actually the service has list of approved vendors that have their license with first they have the certificate for ONE, authorized equipment manufacturers, and they have been vetted and approved by the service to carry out the supply. And importantly, those supplies must have guarantees and warranties. Then the next category is the works item. The first in line is the renovation and remediation of ONE ETU. Actually, this basically is a renovation work that covers a structural, mechanical, electrical defects. And the scope of work consists of windows, doors, damaged walls, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. And this is going to be published in the national dailies. It's an open bidding, so it will be published at least in 2 dailies. And it will be published, proposed date of publishing is March 2027. And the next under the line is also the construction of inter-fence and gate at all. So also the scope of work is that is a 120 linear meter fence that has precast elements, has a double leaf entrance and exit gates, has a host number of what do you call it, street lights there for lighting, and other sites work that for landscaping and drainages. So it's also going to be published in the national dailies, 2 dailies. It's a competitive bidding. The next, for the category of works, I actually forgot to mention earlier that the duration normally that is being published for tenders, actually it comes in 2 categories depending on the timing. If the exercise is coming in the beginning of the year, so we normally call for pre-qualification. If the companies we advertise for 6 weeks, then call for pre-qualification. After the companies are qualified, then the shortlisted company are requested to purchase financial documents. But if there's constraint of time, it calls for pre-qualification and invitation to tender. All companies would submit technical documents and buy tender documents. On the day of opening, only technical documents will be opened. Those companies that are qualified are those that will be called upon to open their financial tender. That same thing happens to the category for the works. And lastly is the consultancy services. That is, there's a consultancy services for condition assessment and valuation of all assets. This is required. Actually, the firm must have a expression of interest are usually advertised for prospective consultants that are registered in various disciplines. APRON, Architectural Social Council of Nigeria, Koren, Cobon, PSRBN. That is one of them. They have to be up to date current financial members and other documents. So since it's an expression of interest, normally is the duration is about 2 to 3 weeks. After that, evaluation is the technical documents are evaluated. Then pre-qualified consultants are invited to collect requests for RFPs, requests for proposal forms. And then because of the technicality of the projects, is actually a quality cost-based selection method. The quality weighting, the technical weighting is usually 60 to 70%. The cost is not doesn't have weight, but actually it's about 30%. So the main focus is the technical know-how and expertise of the consultants. Then the second aspect is consultancy for architectural design and supervision, which is similar to the one earlier mentioned. Then the last one is environmental and social impact assessment of Inewi project. This project has been abandoned, so it's being called, and it has been funded again. It's being called for the scoping. So actually, for this method, we're employing the least cost selection method because of the small nature of the project and the flexibility and the limited budget. So actually, the least but responsive costs that falls within the range of the consultancy services in-house estimates would be eventually pre-qualified and awarded. So in summary, this the procurement plan within the Nigerian Revenue Services facility. And another thing I want to say is that we are actually facility management. So we don't solely handle the procurement, but we do the business assessments, determine the deliverables, and then the technical specifications, scope of work, budget, and timelines. Then those are forwarded to procurement. Procurement does the procurement strategy and planning. When it comes to tendering an award, well, a committee is set up where we have a representative. But where we are also active is doing the contract management. Thank you very much.
This scored very good. This scored 100%. This is from an experienced procurement officer. So any reactions, any clarification by anybody in the room? Thank you. Thank you very much. So, is there any other person who is not an experienced procurement officer who is attending the training for the first time, who made an attempt, who want to share what he has done? Anybody? Thank you very much, Abdullahi.
I made an attempt.
Good,
but I'm
good,
not sure
good.
if I can. But I'm not sure if I can really explain it so much. But I made an attempt.
Good. Do you want to share? Can you share your screen so that others will also see it from a perspective? We are not all at the same level of competence. So, Jubatu, where is can you share your screen?
Okay, Mama, if I share it, okay, let him, he has to
Stop
take off his
sharing,
screen.
please. Thank you, Abdullahi. That's a professional procurement plan.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Okay, good, 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 good. Noted, well noted. So stop sharing your screen so that we can see it from others who are not at this level of competence. Can you stop sharing your screen? Good.
Is the
Jubato, are you able to share? Good.
Yes, ma. So I just have something little here.
Yeah, it's good to see it from a status point of view as well.
Yes. It's a
Good.
livestock project, livestock productivity and resilience support project. So I use the template shared, definitely. So I just brought up some stuff, some procurement items we procured, even though I'm not a procurement officer, but I'm just learning from the little they're doing.
Yeah, it's good to have the idea. Good.
Yes, so this is what I have. We're supplying, we're procuring like motorcycles, and then this is the description, the date of publication. Mine is not really explicit as Abdullah. I think I would look for Abdullah
Good.
to
There
put me
has
through
to
all
be
of
a
those
starting point. Don't
descriptions.
worry. Go on.
Yes. So I will look for Abdullah most probably to put me through all of these descriptions and all of that I saw on his work. So I was being kind of skeptical to share mine. But this is what I have though. The procurement method to be used is NCB, National Competitive Bid for this. And then we're procuring some laboratory stuff because we're building veterinary clinics, we're building stores, AI centers, and all of those things. So we're supplying a bit of food and feed for the animals, drugs, vaccinations, and all of those things. So under works and works category, we have construction of the livestock service centers. So we're constructing some livestock service centers across some states in Nigeria. So I think this is just what I have. They can just go through. I can't really explain it clearly or well, but this is what I have. Then the consultancy too is this. We're training some extension officers and some farmers. So this is all I have based on the template I shared. This is the little I can bring up.
That's good. You learned from the training. We are happy. Let me just read because when we are in a training, we assume that we are not all at the same level of competence. And we're also training people who may become procurement officers or maybe managers that may be looking at a procurement plan. So the knowledge you gain from this will help you in whatever role you are playing or you'll be playing in future. So this is really very good. So let me just check for her score. Her score is excellent, 91%.
Wonderful.
And he said,
Awesome.
strong sector, coherent plan. Strong sector coherent plan because she used her office and what they are doing and listed the items according to priorities. Your descriptions are correct, although it generally lacks precision of the quantities and things. But this is good. This is a very excellent starting point. So thank you for sharing. You can stop sharing your screen. So is there any other person who is confident enough to share? As I said, we are not expecting everybody to be at the same level of competence. The important thing is to learn the fundamentals so that whenever you are faced with the situation, you will be able to play. Anybody? I think these two we have seen are good examples. There are many that made very honest attempts. So I want to commend all of you that made very good, honest attempts. There are some that were not confident to try. You have seen from the last presentation that is something you can do. So I want to thank all of you. Is there any other person that wants to share assignment from another topic that your facilitator is here? We are not all here. Mike, post in the in the facilitators WhatsApp group that they are invited to join and also be in the closing ceremony. So if there's no other person, is there anybody who wants to share? Dam Febo, your hand
Good
is
morning.
up. You want to share from another perspective?
Not really that I want to share. I did this assignment, but I was unable to submit it. I sent it to Mike's WhatsApp, but I don't know if he saw it.
No,
But I
don't
don't know how
worry. Don't worry.
I just wanted to see my performance, if I did well or not.
Okay. We
So I would
still
have been
have,
loved to discuss.
thank you very much for sending it to Mike. Mike, send me the Fables procurement plan assignment because we still have another week for interacting with you. I can score now that he's interested. So I like people with such spirit. There's somebody that sent me yesterday night that he did not see his own. So I quickly scored his own and told him that he can present, but he has not had that courage to present today. So thank you
ma'am.
so much. If there's no other person who wants to present, to share knowledge, the essence of training is that
Hello, ma. I've
everybody
submitted,
will
but
have
I've not
something to
seen my.
learn. Everybody will have
I've
something
not
to
seen
take
my
away.
score. I
Don't
submitted my
worry.
assignment.
Don't worry. Send it in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma. Thank you.
Send it in the WhatsApp group. But I hope from these two presentations, you have an idea.
Yes, ma.
What is expected. There are some that do not have an idea and then they just put their name in another person's own to submit. Please don't do it next time. It's better to try to understand and make an attempt. Every attempt you make honestly pays off. Every attempt you make pays off.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
So my name is Obina. I got a there was a mix up in my I submitted and I was called. I'm a procurement officer. So the document name had an error. You understand? I submitted my document, but I was seeing that the document name is someone else's name and the what's on the listing is my name. So I
It
did
had
that
an
assignment
error. You know, this is a cloud facility. If the comment is that the document had an error, it means that it had an error on submission. So I could not see it to grade. So,
No. I think I
but
was
let me
graded.
understand. You say you're a procurement officer, so you're familiar with doing a good procurement plan, are you?
Yes, but currently I'm not in my system. I'm in a hospital.
No
I'm just
problem, no
following up with
problem.
the
It's
class.
okay. That's fine. So let's move on to the next item. And the next item for us is to make sure we have completed the feedback form before we do the quiz, the post quiz, and then we have the closing ceremony. So let me touch base with Dr. Mike.
Na'imatu, ki zo ki kara ruwa abincin ki nan.
Boundaries a married man must keep.
Stay tuned. Mike is trying to bring up something else to share before we can open the quiz.
Okay, ma. Thank you.
So I also want to know, just get real-time feedback, whether how the training was for you, whether you learned something new.
Hello, ma. Please, can I ask you a question?
Yes, this is time to ask such questions. 29.
Please, in a given organization where you have like the mother head office, which we usually say the headquarters, and you have other organizations, that are also attached to that same mother organization. Then those other organizations, they have financial autonomy, like they make their own budget, and they also use their own budget different from the head office, but maybe administratively the head office is still having some level of control. Just like where you have a research institute, and the research institutes also have colleges attached, and those colleges are autonomous in their administration and other aspects. Then now, during the supposed procurement year, where the organization or the college is supposed to have their own procurement plan, and maybe the challenge usually is that at the end of towards the year, because normal procurement planning should start exactly by this middle of the year, where we're supposed to be having like needs identification from each department, which will form the yearly capital budget. But toward the end of the year, rather, instead of it going that year, rather at the end of the year,
those projects are rather handed down to the procurement officer, maybe especially when it comes to a time of advertisement. How then are we supposed to handle this procurement plan to also see that these things are done well?
It's a very good question. Please mute yourself.
Hello.
You have such big organizations where decisions are taken at the headquarters. So, in such big organizations, those are the locals. Oftentimes, they may not be taken into consideration. They may assume your needs. So, proactively, now that you have this knowledge, and if it is typical scenarios are federal government MDAs, all their headquarters are in Abuja. Oftentimes, they assume the needs of the offices in the states, and they can now hand you over procurements to execute at your level, for example. So, to be proactive about this, please always get in touch with those in charge at the headquarters. This is what we will need next year, so that please capture it in the procurement plan and keep saying it and sending mail and talking, and when you go for regional meetings, so that they will capture you. Because there are some things you cannot change if you're at a different level. You cannot, if you're in the state, you cannot force the headquarters to do something. But by diplomacy and saying, I need this Oga to work, and if I do it, you will take the glory. And actually, when they eventually accept it, they're the ones that take the glory that they did this, they did that. So that will be your attitude to it, because there's the organizational structure which you cannot just knock down. So that's the way to approach it. Now that you have this knowledge that needs assessment needs to be done before they make procurement plan, so that every need of the organization can be put into priority, but can be given priorities and be taken care of. So human nature, they are always selfish about it and always giving attention to the head office. But those at the local offices, if you make your presence felt and do your bit well, they will remember you. I hope I've answered your question in the most practical way.
Eloma, Eloma, can I say something? Okay.
Yes,
Hello?
yes, yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
for me,
my name is, hello? Can I go ahead,
Yes,
ma? Okay.
yes.
My name is Victor Iwala, and I want to react to what you just said and then the practical aspect of it that I've also experienced. Okay, so I think the best approach to it is in my former organization that is as big as that and with branches across. How we handle it is this. Basically, every department has representation in the head office, and even at the branches, they are all represented. There is nobody at the branch that doesn't have a representation. There is no department at the branch office that doesn't have a representation at the head office. And so when it's time to budget for the organization, or when we're conducting the needs assessment, the heads of those departments are asked to go back to their respective departments across the organization. So let's say IT now, the person in Lokoja office will compile their IT request and send it to the head office. The person in Plateau in Jos office will compile their own and send to IT head office. And so it is now the responsibility of the head, the group head IT, in the head office to now compile all the IT requirements across the organization, across the nation, and request for their needs. And it will also be his responsibility to defend that particular budget when the time comes, considering what they are needing at the various branches and at the various states. And so when the procurement is now going into action to procure those things, he supports the process, being the project owner, and then guides through the process of acquiring those things. That's how we handle it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this contribution.
Hello,
This
ma.
is the ideal situation. So I want to commend your organization for doing it the correct way. So the
Hello, ma.
person that asked a question, unfortunately, the organization is yet to do it that way.
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
So
Good morning, rather.
from your experience and from your learnings, you can play in such a way that the organization will start doing it the correct way. So
Hello, ma.
let's take it line by line. There is
Hello, ma.
Olutumehi whose hand has been up. Hold on. Let's go line by line. Olutumehi his hand has been up. Olutumehi, can you unmute yourself and make your contribution or ask a question?
Good morning, ma.
Please, everybody make it brief because the quiz will open in 3 minutes' time.
Hello, ma. Hello, ma.
Yes.
Olutumeyi is talking, ma. Olutumeyi
Good.
Lydia. Please, ma, I
Good.
want to ask concerning our LMS assessment portal. Some of the modules that I have completed, some of it are not showing 100%. So I don't know what to do, ma. Like
Okay.
module
Put it in
of
the
module 6.
put your complaint in the chat. Not this chat, sorry, in the WhatsApp. So IT will have more time now to be attending to you because they are not
All right.
supporting the Zoom meetings. Yes. So thank
All
you
right,
very
ma.
much.
Thank
Let's
you,
go to Tanko Yakub. Make it quick. The quiz will open in 2 minutes' time. Tanko, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, ma. I just want to make a clarification on retention fee. The participant that spoke on retention fee, he said, I work in an organization, I want to remain anonymous for now, that we do big projects
You are
of
free.
roads, roads projects in Nigeria. And our IS1, interim statement 1, is usually the mobilization fee and everything. But at the completion of a project, after the defect liability period, before the defect liability period, we don't release part of the retention fund. We held the complete retention funds. We release those funds after the defect liability period, prior to the issuance of the maintenance certificate. But the earlier participant that said a partial release of retention fund will be done. I don't know if this is statutory by the Act or every MDA can decide on that, because where I work, we don't release it until after the defect liability period. So I just need a clarification. Is it statutory by the Act or is open for MDAs to decide? Thank you, ma.
Sure, is open for MDA to decide, though. But can somebody else help me to answer this? You're supposed to release everything at the end. If there were no complaints, no maintenance to be done because there was a problem with the work. Mike, are you here? Ugolo, are you here? Can you quickly check back on what the Act said about releasing the retention fee at the end?
I didn't get the question he mentioned.
Hello,
He
sir.
said
My
that,
question is, Madam, can I just say it again?
Very briefly, very briefly.
The earlier participant said in his presentation that retention fund can be released before the end of the defect liability period, where you issue the maintenance certificate to the contractor. I'm talking in respect of roadworks now. But
No,
in a
it's
situation
normally
where I
released.
work, we don't do partial release until
No,
the end
yes.
of the defect liability period. The IS statement, the interim statement will not carry partial release.
Yeah.
Retention will be held fully, 100%, until after the defect liability period, because you cannot predict after their construction, there won't be defect within 1 or 2 days. So why releasing a partial retention fund to them? So I want to know if it's statutory by the act to release a partial retention money, or it has to be after the end of the defect liability period.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yakubu. Normally, retention funds are released after the period of retention. And it is during the final account that is when retention money is being released. It is only situations, maybe there's an understanding between the contractor and the client. I think on that ground, maybe they might have a partial release. But normally, based on the retention fund is normally released at the completion of the defect liability period, which is normally either 6 months or 1 year. I hope that has clarified that question.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Perfectly, sir.
Thank you so much. It's time to do the post quiz. We will allow like 35 minutes, because once you start after 30 minutes, please submit before 30 minutes. Because if you don't submit before 30 minutes, it will submit by itself. But it's going to be open for a few hours for those of you who may have emergency or something and they are not in this forum. So you can now, Mike, can you post it? Do you have it to post in the group? Let me just check. Yeah. Do you have it? Did I send it to you? Let me quickly forward it to the group, to the WhatsApp group. We're sending it to the WhatsApp group first.
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Can we
So
go and do it through the WhatsApp group, or we'll do it here?
here, start doing it now. If you want to stay connected while you do it, fine. If you want to disconnect from this Zoom, but we are all on, waiting for
Please,
you to do the quiz.
I lost my connection to. Please, can you come up with the information of the quiz you are giving? I just logged
Okay,
in
the
back.
link. Do you want us to post the link in the this Zoom meeting? Okay, I'm going to also. I'm going. The link is in the WhatsApp group. You just click. Those of you using phone, you can use your phone to answer.
No,
Once you start.
hello,
Yes.
it's QR code that is in the WhatsApp, not the link. Oh, it's the QR code.
No, I put the two. Check very well. Two of them are
The link
there.
is
You will
there.
see it.
It's
You
there.
see the link.
The
Two of
link
them
is
are
there.
there.
All this
So
noise
let
is
me
confusing
put.
everybody. All this noise is confusing everybody. Can we just mute first? Let her speak. Can we just mute? Let her speak, please.
The link is there. We have started. I started on my own already. The link is there. And the QR code is there.
Yeah, the link is there. Please start doing the quiz. Stop talking now. This is quiet time. Is also in the chat here. The link is there. So thank you very much. This is quiet time. All the best. Very simple questions.
Please, man, I can't find where I can see this, and I'm using phone, my laptop off.
Yeah, I cannot see it too. Sorry, sir. Hello, sir. Please, I cannot find anything. No. Sorry. Hello, sir. Good morning. I cannot find anything, sir.
Okay, check the chat.
Check the WhatsApp group. Check the WhatsApp group.
Check the WhatsApp group. You will see the number, or you can chat that number on the chat box there. Let me send the link to you directly. I don't know why it's hard for you to see. Check the chat icon. I'll drop the link there. You can see it there. Join the meeting. Join the test. Sorry.
You can equally check. I just drop it for you now. You can equally check. Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Please, Mike, please, I can't find link. I can't find the link.
Check the chat box. Yeah, the link is there. Check the chat box.
Or you check the WhatsApp group. I just drop it now.
Bonima, please, when is the closing time for this quiz?
Hello.
Bonima, please, when is the closing time for this meeting? For some of us who are
Sorry, I know what the name is also. If I now remove it now, if I now remove it now, it won't work. Let me keep it up. Okay. Let me start from the one background. So what will happen now? We notice it. You hearing me? Can you connect? Check for my mouth. Your own, let me unmute you. You are muted, man. You are muted. You are muted. Unmute yourself. So, okay. Okay.
Use the laptops.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. We have come to the end of this 2 weeks long program. My name is Professor Mrs. Benedicta Dike. So we already have the national anthem, right? So the next thing in the agenda will be the director's address. I'm representing the director of FUTO Center of Excellence, Engineer Professor Gloria Chukudebe. She has been with us, but she's coordinating 3 other programs. I'm going to represent her and present her speech. Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Center of Excellence in Sustainable Procurement, Environmental and Social Standards, Director's Address at the closing ceremony of the July Executive Track A and B online workshops, holding today, Friday, July 17, 2026. Dear colleagues and facilitators, dear participants from various parts of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols observed. I thank God Almighty for bringing us safely to the successful conclusion of this CE-sPESS Executive Track A and B online workshop for July 2026. I warmly congratulate all participants for your dedication, commitment, and perseverance throughout this training program. Your active participation demonstrates your determination to enhance your professional knowledge and competencies in sustainable procurement, environmental standards, and social standards. To our distinguished faculty members, facilitators, monitoring and evaluation officers, administrative personnel, logistics team, IT support staff, and all members of the CE-sPESS family, I sincerely appreciate your unwavering commitment and sacrifice towards the success of this program. Your efforts have contributed significantly to the quality and effectiveness of this workshop. I pray that God rewards your labor abundantly. I also commend our participants across Nigeria and other locations for your enthusiasm, discipline, and willingness to learn. Despite your demanding schedules, you remain focused and engaged throughout the workshop. We are proud of your achievements. As we conclude this phase of the program, I encourage you to continue your learning journey on the FUTO Learning Management System, LMS, which will be closed on July 24th, 2026. So I want to repeat this again for emphasis. I encourage you to continue your learning journey on the FUTO Learning Management System, LMS, which will be concluded on July 24, 2026. You have 1 week more to study the course materials carefully, complete all assigned quizzes, and ensure that you meet the required performance standards. Remember that each lesson is designed to build your competence and prepare you for practical application in your workplaces, national certification, and other professional engagements. Participants are advised to complete all outstanding modules within the stipulated time frame of 1 week before the LMS closes. Make effective use of the support structures available to you through our WhatsApp groups and communication channels. Our lecturers, program coordinators, program officers, administrators, and technical support personnel remain available to you whenever necessary. As professionals, you are expected to apply the knowledge and skills acquired during this training in your various organizations and communities. We encourage you to become champions of best practices, transparency, sustainability, environmental stewardship, and social responsibility wherever you serve. Progression to advanced certificate. Professor Ugulu had talked about this, but for emphasis sake, participants who desire to progress to advanced certificates are encouraged to continue with the requirements and essay components, most especially in procurement management and sustainable social standards. For sustainable environmental studies, participants will be trained on additional topics in our next training to qualify for advanced certificate. Successful completion of the advanced certificate requirements provides an opportunity to further strengthen professional competence and prepare candidates for relevant national certification examinations conducted by the appropriate regulatory authorities, as stated in my opening address. We also encourage you to share information about the programs and opportunities available through the CE-sPESS with your colleagues, friends, and family members who may benefit from our undergraduate, postgraduate diploma, master's, and PhD programs. Together, we can continue to build a strong network of professionals committed to sustainable development and excellence. In conclusion, on behalf of the CE-sPESS Governance Board, the management, faculty, and staff, I sincerely thank every participant, facilitator, and stakeholder for contributing to the success of the July 2026 Executive Track A and B online workshop. Your participation strengthens our collective mission of developing capacity and promoting international best practices in our program areas. I also express my profound gratitude to the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Professor I.N.S. Dozier, and the entire university management for their continuous support and commitment to the success of this July workshop. As you return to your respective organizations and professional engagements, may the knowledge gained inspire innovation, professionalism, and sustainable impact in your various domains. Thank you for your participation. May God bless you all. Grant you success in your endeavors. Signed, Engineer Professor Gloria Chukudebe, the Director, FUTO CE-sPESS. Thank you very much. So I'll stop sharing. Dr. Mike, please, I would request you to share the program again. Thank you. So on the program, the next agenda is the Deputy Director's remarks. We do not have, after speaking, I'll invite Dr. Ogulu to also give us more guidance on advanced certificates. Dr. Mike, I don't know who is representing M&E. Is it Dr. Eze? You need to get it. Dr. Eze will be speaking.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much. So my name is Professor Benedicta Dike. I'm the Deputy Director of Procurement Management, Center of Excellence in Sustainable Procurement, Environmental and Social Standards, Federal University of Technology, Owerri. I want to thank you all for choosing FUTO as your choice to be trained. And I'm sure that you've all benefited from the lectures. I want to encourage you to go back, do your studies, complete the assignment so that you can earn the certificate. It won't be a good thing that you already spent 2 weeks just the one extra week you require to do due diligence to end the certificate, you now slack and you don't end the certificate. So like the center leader has said, in that WhatsApp group, the center leader is in the group, the deputy director, program coordinator, research coordinator, all the resource persons, IT support, we're all in that group. Please do not flood the WhatsApp group with unnecessary comments so that we can see comments that are important, that requires our attention. We have already shared the phone numbers of IT support in that platform. We're going to share the numbers again. If you have IT issues, do not call them. Send them WhatsApp messages. And please, when you send the WhatsApp messages, I want to encourage you to be patient because they may be having over 20 people interacting with them at the same time. And they're trying to deal with your issues on first come, first serve basis. So please, when you contact them, give them a little time, they will respond. That will be my remarks. So I want to call on Dr. Ogulu, please. Let me give you a little time to re-emphasize the procedure for earning the track B. Dr. Rex Ogulu, if you're online, you can speak now. Okay, it seems like Dr. Ogulu is not by his system. Dr. Ikechukwu, are you connected, please?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, Ogulu is speaking now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
welcome.
thank you so much, our Deputy Director, and all our participants here. Thank you for taking the pains on this journey on our Track A PRM program for the July 2026 edition. Just like I earlier mentioned before on the progression concerning our Track B program. Our Track B program is advanced certificate program. So while the Track A is executive certificate program. Now, the requirements that you need, of which I am sure that most of you have already attained that requirement, is that you must complete 10 of our modules. Then we also give consideration to participants who have completed up to 7 modules. Then you can enroll in our Track B advanced certificate procurement program. So like what like the earlier link which I shared on the platform, when I requested for participants who has gone through our Track A program for the past years, we saw some good number of feedbacks. We received about 140 feedbacks on that form. So on this note, for all the Track A participants that are here who has completed online 7 modules or 10 modules. So what I will say is that that same link is active. So we are going to encourage every one of you to fill that link. Give us your right informations, your name, your correct details, your phone number, your email address, your gender, whether if you are working in public organizations or you're working in private organizations. So give us the details that are listed on that form. Then within the first week of your completion of this program, the major requirement is that you need to write an essay. That essay is more of like a technical paper where you are going to be given guidelines on how to write the paper. You are going to be also be allocated a topic. then you are going to write that topic once because after you have filled the forms, then based on the form you have filled, we are now going to allocate topics to you, which you have to write the topics strictly based on the guidelines that was given. So those, we are going to also have a timeline or a due date for submission of those that essay, which is not going to be more than 1 month. So we expect that within the first 2 weeks and the 1 month, which you are giving that essay topic, all the participants are expected to write them, based on the various guidelines that was given. So once that essay has been written, we will send that essay to various reviewers who are going to review the written essay based on the guideline that was given. And on that, the essays are going to be graded. So once the essays are graded and the grades are submitted, we are going to publish names of all the successful participants who has passed that advanced certificate. And once we publish it, we'll now fix a day for graduation. So just like I told you, the graduation is going to be online. It's always a very interesting moment. I know most of you have not had a graduation online, but this time around, you are going to have a visual graduation. So on that visual graduation, all the participants who participated in our track B, which is the advanced certificate, will publish their names, and they are going to have a handshake with the directors of our program. So once again, I want to thank every one of you for your time, which you have taken to ensure that you stay on track on this our workshop. And I wish you all a successful program and a successful career. Thank you once again. While I hand over the mic back to our Deputy Director, who is representing our director. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, Engineer Mike, you can take over from there based on the program.
Okay, so thank you very much. Dr. Ike the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, please, I want to call on you to make the relevant announcements.
So much. Good afternoon, all. This is Dr. Kejukweze. Here on behalf of our Oga, Dr. Iwu. I want to thank all participants that have been in this program. We've had some issues and we've been able to rectify the issues we had in the program. So, but now the necessary things are, we have the feedback form that was published yesterday, and some people have started filling it out already. We hope that you complete that, because the feedback form is the main information collection document that we have, and we use that to just oppose the attendance from the Zoom. So we advise everybody to fill it. Some people had issues with filling it, and we advise them to use other devices to do that. So we expect that you fill that, because that will be very important for your certificate to be published. Thank you so much for the time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Ike Chukwueze. I think you've heard what he has to say. Part of your graduation requirement is filling that feedback form. So before the certificates will be issued to you, we're also going to check if you submitted the feedback form. This program is being funded, and the funding organization have certain requirements, expectations from the organization they're funding. Part of the expectation is that they want to be sure that the participants are getting quality delivery. So we're expected to also submit some of that information to our sponsors. Please, if you have not filled the feedback form, Go and fill it. It's very simple, and you can fill it with your phone. You don't need to use your laptop. Any smart device that you have, just click on the link and you fill the form. Dr. Ikechukwu, please, I want to suggest that you share that form again, if possible, with a clear comment underneath it stating that it's the feedback form and indicating the urgency required. Because what I discovered in the WhatsApp groups is that usually when there are too many things sent in the WhatsApp group, participants start to mix up the different links. So there's a link for Dan Febo, please, can you mute yourself? You're distracting us. So, because there are several links in that group, we have a link from the research coordinator requesting those who have done courses to provide their information. We have the post-quiz link. We also have the link for the feedback. So I will advise that M&E periodically reshare that with a commentary calling the attention of the participants to fill that form. At this point, I see a lot of hands raised. I don't know why you're all raising your hands. We're having closing marks and your hands are all raised. Is it for the courses taught or you want to ask questions on the director's speech? I don't know where your questions are arising from. So I want to call on the program coordinator to say hello to the participants. Professor Benedict Ozurumba, please, you have the floor. Professor Benedict Ozurumba, are you connected?
Good afternoon, all.
So can you put
Good
your
afternoon,
video
Prof.
so that we'll see your face? This one, you are doing blackout.
Okay, I was logged out, so I've just been given access to.
Okay, to speak. Oh,
yes.
Okay, I get it.
So thank you once again. Mine is just a simple suggestion and advice. First of all, congratulating all who made it till this very moment. Just to remind all that the online assessments, the quiz submission and whatever, any assignment or quiz, the moment you have submitted, you have submitted. So some of you that had the fake quiz last week, some submitted twice. It is against the rule. If you have done submission once, you have submitted. Please, on no account, you keep multiple submission. That will annul your results. Otherwise, we take the first submission you made, whether in error or whatever. So please, your submission last week for the post quiz, we noted those that submitted more than once. So I hope the one you just took, I hope such anomaly will not repeat. The moment we see more than one submission, we take the first one, even if you score 0 in the first one. So once again, we are trying to catch up with learning management system. So I encourage each and every one of us to continue to strive. We get there. Congratulations. Thank you. And have a blessed day.
Thank you, Professor Benedict Ozurumba. This class, Dr. Mike, do we have a class governor? Because we need a
have
vote
an acting class governor.
he should speak.
Okay. Class Governor, please, let's get a vote of thanks from you.
Hello, Mr. Miracle. Are you on the call?
Is there a deputy governor? If the governor is not around, do we have a deputy? It's just to have a vote of thanks. Okay, I see a lot of hands raised, but by the time we start doing this question and answer, we're not going to leave here today. Okay, while we're waiting for the class governor, I've looked at the comments from the chat. Somebody is saying, please, I want to plead that the admission into track B should be held until Monday. We are yet to conclude 10 modules. Please, it's important that you pay attention when information is being given. There was no point where we said there's an admission going on for track B. What we have said is that track B, for participants who have been doing our courses in the past, there are some of you who have already done 5 modules, 7 modules, or you've done 10 modules. And part of the requirements for graduation is that there has to be AC also. The research coordinator has given a link requesting the participants, if you have done 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 modules, you should provide your information so that he will find a way of communicating with you and giving you additional information. So that link is not an advert for track B admission, please. It's not an advert. We did a training in February. There are people who did training with us in February. They probably have done 5, 7, or 10 modules. So what the research coordinator wants to do now, if you're qualified for track B, he's going to give you essay topics so you can do the essay and submit. Some other person is also asking that we should please drop the relevant documents, reading materials like the Procurement Act, the training manuals, the Finance Act. I think Dr. Mecha will handle that with the permission from the center director. So, Engineer Dekunle, your hands have been up for an hour now. Please, what do you want to say? Let's hear from you while we wait for the governor.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, man. Thank you for everything you have done for us. Mine is regarding that track B of a thing that, you said that we are in track A now, you gave us a timeline of 24th for the LMS to be on. Is it going to be after that we are going to start the process for track B? Then secondly,
so Mustafa, for those of you who are doing this track A of July, the information for track B will be announced in your WhatsApp group. We're not closing this WhatsApp group. It's still going to be open. We'll continue to communicate with you. When we advertise for track B, it will be shared in that WhatsApp group. But the track B conversations going on right now are for those who had done track A before now. It has nothing to do with the people who are doing this course for the first time. For those of you who are doing track A now, when we're ready for track B, we will advertise in that same form. That's why I said you should not put unnecessary information in that WhatsApp group, so that when you have something important coming from us, you will not miss it. So Kesiana, your hands are up. Kesiana Jasper, you want to speak?
Thank you very
Please, when you want
thank
to
you
speak,
very much, ma, for
yes.
yes, thank you very much, ma, for giving me opportunity to speak. I was like suggesting, since we are looking at time, I wanted to stand in for the class governor to give the closing remarks so that we can move on.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hello, ma.
No, somebody is speaking. Please let him finish.
Okay.
So Kesiana, have we lost Kesiana? Okay, Victor Ojinta, let's hear from you while we're waiting for Kesiana, because it looks like we lost Kesiana.
Very sorry, ma, it was network. I'm here now.
Okay, you are back. Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Kesiana.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. And thank you very much to all of our coordinators and all of our facilitators of this Track A procurement program. And to the management of Federal University of Technology, Owerri, we, all of us, the participants, we are sincerely grateful for having your time available to tutor us, coach us, and give us better understanding about procurement. From far and wide, the northeast down to the southeast and all parts of Nigeria that are here gathered, all of the participants. We are sincerely grateful to the sponsors of this program, the World Bank, and including the management for allowing their staffs to undertake this program. We are sincerely grateful, and we hope that as we have become well informed, we'll do well in the procurement field and all of our endeavors. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much. Mary Asuka, I'll take comment from Mary Asuka. I'll take from Victor Ojinta, after which we'll we'll go for the closing prayers.
Okay.
Please, our Muslim brothers will be going to the mosque soon, so we want to close before that time, please.
Okay, ma. Thank you, Prof. Ma. Please, ma, I listened. It was now I understood what you are trying to say concerning the track B something. But when we were trying to do the registration initially, we saw it as the invitation was for A and B. So we're thinking this program that we are doing is for A and B joined together. So what I understood from what you are saying now is like the A is with A that we have done now.
Yes, what you have done now is A.
Okay.
So there's some modification in the program. We used to have a 1-week training. The World Bank and NUC modified the program to 2 weeks for track A. So we're still waiting for go-ahead order from NUC and the World Bank for track B. As soon as we have the go-ahead order, we're going to share information in the WhatsApp group for the track B. Please just be patient with us. I am happy that you are interested in training with us and getting the track B certificate. We'll keep you updated once we have the necessary information to progress with the track B. So let me have Ojinta speak now, please. Victor Ojinta. Richard Agama Okundia, can you mute yourself? We're listening to all your business transactions.
Sorry, ma.
Victor Ojinta.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you, Prof. I just want to thank everybody that has been involved and put in efforts to train us, and then also all the people that put in effort to listen. I'm really grateful to have been a part of this. I tried a few years back, but because of circumstances, I wasn't able to follow up with it. But I'm just happy and very grateful that I'm able to follow up with this one. So my question is the way forward. I understand that we have to do a track B, and some of the people that have filled the form, the feedback form, and then have gotten to some extent on the LMS, they will be invited for the track D. They will be enrolled automatically for the track D. And after that, what is the next stage? Because I believe that a lot of people here,
Let me cut you short because you're mixing up all the information. I don't think you're paying attention to us at all. This is the first time you're doing this program. Am I correct?
Yes, this is the first time. I tried the other time, but I couldn't.
So if you are doing this program for the first time, you're doing track A. You don't need to fill the form for the track B, which the research coordinator has shared. You're not a track B student. We have not advertised for track B. We have people who have been doing program with us in the last 4 years when we were running 1 week program. And that 1 week program was per topic. And we have, let me say it's per module. We have 10 modules. So there are people who have run like 5 consecutive trainings, 6 consecutive trainings with us and have obtained 6 certificates, but they're all track A. To get track B certificates in the past, you needed to do 10 of those modules.
Okay.
So the link we shared for those who have done those different models in the past, the link is for those who have done it to now register in that link so that the research coordinator can communicate with them. If you are presently doing this track A, do not fill that form. And if you have filled it, we are not going to contact you. So stop mixing up the information. The research coordinator has explained this. This is the 3rd time I'm explaining this as well. So you are doing track A for 2 weeks and you're going to get certificate for track A. Please, if those whose hands are raised are still on this track A, track B, I'm not going to respond.
I think you
Hello, let me take the question of Abdullahi. Abdullahi, the last speaker before we do the closing.
Please, I have one more question, ma. Thank you very much for the clarification you've given us on the track A and track B
please,
issues.
Just go straight to your question. We're running out of time. Please.
Okay, for the training for BPP, how do we relate it with this? I'm sure that a lot of people here would also be moving on to the trainings with BPP. How is this related, and with the certification that we get, what is the next step for that? I just needed guidance on that.
This program is a requirement by BPP. So you go to the BPP website, they have the certification portal. You go and register. There are different levels of certification. You check for the level you're qualified. You register and BPP will run an exam. That's an independent exam. The BPP is doing that. It's different from the university. So we will share the link to the certification portal. Dr. Mike, please, you share the link in that group. Let those who are interested in the BPP exam go and register.
Hello, ma.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you.
Hello, ma.
Yeah, who is speaking? Thank you.
Yeah, Engineer Tanko, a quick one, ma. I want to digress a bit.
If you're digressing, then it's not a quick one. Please, just straight to your question, please.
Yes, ma'am. The FUTO workshop that is coming up in August, ma'am. The virtual participation. Can you just throw more light? Yes, ma'am.
So please, we've come to the end of this session. Go to the WhatsApp group, drop your questions. I'm going to reply you there. Dr. Mike, please, I'm sending back the microphone to you because we're ending this by 1. Closing prayer. I don't know who you are nominating for closing prayer, whether you want to use the national anthem for closing prayer. Then you anchor the photographs. I thank all of you for participating. Stay in touch with us in the WhatsApp group. We'll continue to reply to your queries. Thank you very much. No more questions, please.
Please,
You.
can a Muslim brother or Christian brother or sister give us a closing prayer, please? So after the prayers, we now on your video for a quick photo shot, please. So the prayers.
Okay, so Chris, a Muslim said the opening prayer, so I think it's appropriate that a Christian does the closing prayer.
Go ahead.
My name is Francis Ndimko from Federal Polytechnic there. And I pray in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. My Father, I want to thank you for a day like this. We thank you for by your grace we have successfully come to the end of this 2-week training. It didn't come easy and it didn't have. We thank God for a hit-free program. In the last 2 weeks, we have been taught and we have learned a whole lot about procurement. It is our prayer that our teachers will be replenished and we, the students, will be enriched also with the knowledge required to serve mankind diligently and with humility and dedication. We pray that we have more opportunities like this to enrich our knowledge and to learn more because there is no end to learn. And we pray that the knowledge we have got we will deploy to serve with heart and mind. This is our prayer to Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. So please, can everyone open their video? If you want to rub pancake, you can rub now so that we take the group photograph. Position yourself well. Please, once I click take photo.
Have you rubbed your own pancake?
So once I click take a prompt will come in front of your handset and the laptop. Just click it allow. We now take a group photograph. I hope everybody. Please open your video. I'm about to. I have clicked it. Then click allow. Click allow.
Video.
You have to turn on your video if you want to get this picture.
Keep clicking allow. Please keep clicking allow so that you get
I don't know if I'm the only one that hasn't seen the place to click.
Okay, what will happen? We will take a second one. We will take a second one. So this one has stopped. The timing has elapsed. I will click again. Please just everybody, if you know you didn't partake in the first one, you can open your video again. Yes, the first one. I have to send it. So the first one is ready. So I'm about to take in the second one. Please, if your video is not up, please put it on again.
Face the camera.
Please face the camera.
Mute yourself and listen.
You will be able to see those people are participants. So have you said your phone?
So now I have clicked retake. I'm clicking on it again. I'm taking the picture again. Then click allow, please. I don't want to click my own allow. If I click my own allow, it will come as quickly as possible. Please click.
No.
Adamu Ibrahim, your video is not on.
You see yourself.
You can run market if you want to rough market.
I think we have come to the end of this session. Are you taking more photos?
No, this is the last one. I'm not taking again.
Okay. So I want to thank everybody for your active participation. Thank you. Please continue to study. We're there in the WhatsApp group to take your questions. Bye.
Bye, ma.
Thank you, ma. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate.
If you have not
all our
retrieved your
lecturers.
name for the attendance for today, please kindly do so.
Write your name on the table, so please.
Thank you, our
Please do so.
lecturers. Thank you, my fellow students. Have a blessed day.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right.
Write your name now. Meeting.
A good sign.
Ìgòyìn ni mò ń rí lọ́hùn. Orúkọ. Ẹni sùúrù, ẹni sùúrù.
Ó ti gbé lọ.
Ẹbí náà sí o, ẹ má jò lédè. Wọ́n lọ dispatch.
Ṣèbó orúkọ náà ni àti organization. Elements. Mi ti send o, ṣé mo lè send ẹ̀? Ṣé kí ló tún kù? Email ní kí ló?
Send. Kí ẹ ti gbọ́ mọ̀ ṣe explain, ẹ máa ti join track. So ẹ máa continue. Ẹ continue pẹ̀lú LMS. Dé track 10.
Next week.
Gbogbo next week yẹn. Ẹ bá ti dé track 10, then ẹ wà entitled àti ṣe track B. But lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí wọn ò tí ì ṣe o. Wọn ò tí ì ready báyìí. Lórí WhatsApp group yìí wọ́n ní ká má delete ẹ̀. Wọ́n bá ti ready for track B fún wa. Wọ́n á send the link. Wọ́n á send the message.
But next week you can
continue 7, 8, 9. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀gá wa tẹ̀lé ṣe gbogbo track tó wà Nàìjíríà. Àti NCP. The track B wọn yìí wàhálà wọn fẹ́ pọ̀. Wọ́n náà máa ṣe ẹsẹ̀.
Everybody tọrọ ní àwọn àgbẹ̀tà mẹ́ta máa post
Kíní sí ti èyí tó wà lórí WhatsApp. Kì í fún yàn ní the same thing. The same question. The same question. Different sound. Mẹ́ta different. Mọ̀ pé ẹ̀kọ́.
Kò bá mi. Wọ́n ti parí o. Àbí wọ́n máa ti ń ṣe. Níyì, congratulations.
I know the also about me share assignment. No, but what you want? Because they will give you certificate time when you do assignment. Yes. All those on that phone.